plan is to rant about why I think 5-3-1 is such a good squat program while I snatch, because I thought I'm squatting today, it would be perfect to do 5-3-1 and rant about that, but I'm deloading, so the back squat's going to be pretty uneventful, so I'll do it while I'm snatching. Reason being, I've been doing this 5-3-1 program for a little while now, 2 full cycles, plenty of clients going through it as well, and I literally can't stop ranting and raving about it to everyone I see in a gym-based scenario. Anyway, I'm not stopping people on the street, but I might as well make a video that reaches the masses, or the 50 people that watch it. Either way, 5-3-1, for those that don't know, or the method that I'm running it in anyway, is essentially a set of 5, a set of 5, then an AMRAP. That's week 1. Week 2, a set of 3, a set of 3, then an AMRAP, and then week 3, a set of 5, a set of 3, and an AMRAP. Obviously increasing percentages throughout each set, throughout each week. Week 4 is deload. From what I hear, there's hundreds of ways that people run a variation of the same thing. This is probably its most basic form, and obviously to fit functional fitness, to fit CrossFit, so that's my bias, but I'll get into the detail of why I like it so much in a bit. But snatching today, priming complex, I'm gonna have to stop the video to check what it is, but it is something like a low hang muscle snatch, a snatch balance, I don't know, to be confirmed. I do progress these priming complexes as well. I'd normally probably go 40, 45, 50 for 3 sets, but my first one at 40 was absolute dump, so I'm going to do it again. Then we'll go 45, maybe 50, depending on how it's feeling. Maybe probably 50 actually. No one cares about 45. Confirmation of said priming complex: 1 low hang muscle snatch, 2 high hang squat snatch. Coming forwards a little bit today, which doesn't always happen, but when I've got significant shoulder fatigue it seems to, and after about 1 million handstand push-ups and surfing on my rest day, somewhat to be expected. So yeah. Reason number 1 why I love 5-3-1, because it manages volume so well. In CrossFit, in a lot of these programs, especially if you're pushing conditioning hard, you're doing so much knee bending, and probably one of the most common complaints that you hear from CrossFitters and weightlifters alike is patellar tendonitis, something that I suffer with, something that's directly affected by high volume, by not managing your tendons properly, not giving it the time that it needs, because the more volume you do, the more TLC your knees need. And to be fair, not entirely covered by 5-3-1, but I've been doing a lot of leg extensions and rehab bits like that, but my knees have never been better. And yeah, in something like CrossFit, where that patellar tendonitis can put such a halt to anything you're doing, managing that volume and still getting a strength response, still getting stronger, arguably quicker for me in my experience, and a lot of clients which I've got on it at the moment in their experience as well, is a massive positive. So managing volume, really. Reason number 2, not that I've listed out the reasons why I like this program or not, nor have I thought about the structure of this longer form content. I am very much doing it on the fly. Reason number 2 is because it doesn't take so much to get fired up for 1 set per workout, and you can actually do it, and you can do it repeatedly throughout your week and bring unbelievable intensity to a set. And even then, when you can't bring unbelievable intensity to a set, you can bring okay intensity to your set, rather than a standard 5 set 5x3 or something, at the same percentage or even increase in percentages, you do that for more than 2 weeks at quite a relatively high percentage, it becomes a fucking drain on your life, just to, especially to only rest like a sensible amount of time as well. So that's another reason. Building up, the weights are really manageable for the first 2 sets, basically all the way through. Like, I've not really found any of my sets in like the first 2 sets, like the first set of 5, the first set of 3, in any of the weeks particularly challenging, but they're a really good chance to perfect your form, perfect your heavy technique, so to speak. And on that AMRAP set, get your headphones in and just fucking leave it all out there every session, which is a nice change from being constantly refrained to like sub-maximal weights, and it feels like it can just draw things out forever, which is something I've not seen in too many other programs. They're either super linear or super just fucking all over the place, like, oh, work to a heavy X, Y, and Z for however many reps with no clear progression to the next week, which is obviously works for some people, but not for me. But to have the ability to get fired up and go hard once in your session, I think personally can make a big difference, especially if you've gone through a long period of not doing anything like that, and being on something like a sub-maximal program which builds up and only ever hits like any real intensity in the last few weeks when you're fucking bored of it anyway. Snatching like a bag of dicks today, but there you go. It is what it is. I was due a bad snatch day. I've had 3, maybe 4 weeks. No, 3 weeks of a really good run on this new cycle. But paying the price for doing stupid CrossFit stuff. I also went off piste and snatch balanced 110. In case you haven't seen me post it 15 times on Instagram, but thought I'd go off piste because things were feeling good. So dealing with the fatigue from that. Probably reason number 3, not because it's limited to 3 reasons, but because the law of 3 is because of just the high rep nature of it. There's not many programs, or especially within CrossFit, because often a CrossFit program is all encompassing. So the methodology within the CrossFit program is not very often pushing a high volume stimulus ever. So one, you've got the change in stimulus from what you're used to, so can potentially respond as a result of that to break a plateau. But also if you have a natural bias for being slightly stronger at higher rep sets, or having a sort of strength bias for essentially those higher rep sets, essentially being able to push more reps on something that you might normally or theoretically be able to hit 5 reps for, you might be able to get 6 or 7 or 8, and this program kind of supports that rather than shying away from what you're already good at. Pushes you to capitalise on it a little bit, which again could be another good thing. None of these claims are backed by science, by the way, but we know for a fact that a change in stimulus can often be what elicits progress or what breaks a plateau. So for that reason, for sure, that higher volume, well, I say higher volume, it's not higher volume overall, but a higher volume set could be very beneficial, or the reason why a lot of people see progress with said program. But within CrossFit, I don't really see it being used, if ever. Like, I speak to people about it and it's like, oh yeah, I've heard of that, I've done that once, did it while we were in rugby off season or something like that, but it's never been a mainstay. And for something like CrossFit, with it becoming a strength sport, even if you're not seeing 1 RM barbell tests, like in the semis this year we did it individually, 4 out of the 6 events were strength bottleneck events, which, you know, if you're not focusing on strength as a main part of your program, you're gonna run into issues, to be honest. And even then, to not be focusing on strength. You must be maintaining elite levels of strength to even be competitive. So yeah, I'm waffling now, all in all, in terms of 5-3-1 related topics, I think if you're looking for something to help you break a plateau, especially if you haven't done it before, if you're looking to manage your volume and potentially your amount of knee bending you're doing per week, and if you feel like you'll benefit from actually having a max or a max effort in each session to kind of satisfy the gym bro within you, I'd definitely say get stuck into it, or download FORTIS for a free 7-day trial where we are moving into our last cycle, or last 4-week cycle, which will make it 12 weeks total, and you can get on board with that and get a taste of it. Obviously it's all percentage based loading, so it's all relative to you, but hell yeah, get involved.